You're tired of slicing it off the planet. This video is going to help you learn some of the quickest way to turn that slice into a draw. And you've seen this on the internet many times, this idea of turning the steering wheel in this direction on the backswing.
And again,
What I'm talking about right here, you kind of see this, they're doing a good job where that club handle is in, club head is kind of out towards the golf ball, steering wheel in this direction. You can just tell it's going to kind of force a little bit of this kind of lead side bend right here. My trail shoulder is really going to be moving back, left shoulder moving down. I'm going to almost feel like I'm rotating this forearm to the left. Very, very important key is actually my ability to actually continue to kind of rotate back where that trail hip kind of moves backward. You might even see this trail knee extend a little bit. It's going to put me in this look right here at the top where that club head is a little bit on that side of the hands there. I'm going to set up the location of where that mass is actually on the other side of the hands. You start on your downswing, boom, that sensation of that club shallowing is going to feel very, very easy. We see kind of golfers doing this right here. A lot of times they're actually rotating the steering wheel to the right in this direction, and that's going to cause this club to kind of look really, really inside. The whole problem with this though is I've seen this so much where my student will be kind of really focused on rotating the steering wheel in this direction, right? And then they stop turning. Now their forearms start rotating in this direction. Trail shoulder kind of gets kicked into this external rotation in this direction in an effort of trying to lay the club off on the backswing. And because the mass of the golf club is in this direction or kind of right of this hand here, as they start coming down, because this mass is always going to kind of want to follow the direction of this hand, they end up coming over the top anyway. Really want you to take account for is the location of where that handle is at the top of that backswing, right? That idea of us getting actually our handle deeper usually results in people actually be able to kind of swing more out to the right and a little bit more into out. With the backswing, let's just say that if this handle, right, has a line coming down into the ground there, if it's kind of really in front of me in this direction, right, again, it's going to be really easy to kind of swing to the left, where if I actually move that location of where that handle is, or what we call deeper, it's actually going to be much easier to swing out to the right. Ways to influence this, of course, number one is rotation. The more that you kind of rotate back, probably the easier it is for your hands to kind of get deeper. Lead arm adduction here. The more that this lead arm kind of comes across the chest, right? Deep back here, again, really easy to kind of swing to the right. But I want you to be careful with just trying to get the hands deep by just getting this arm across the chest. Rely more on your pivot on the backswing. Of course, we don't want this hand to kind of start getting deep a little bit too early. In the early backswing, I want you to think about, okay, handle in, kind of by my right leg, club head out. As that club kind of moves up, right here, you can just kind of see where that club shaft is almost looking like it's kind of splitting my trail shoulder here. From here on, this is where I want you to hit the rotation. From here on, let's see if you can get your right hip and your right pocket back, up and around, getting your hands a little bit deeper and behind you without your club being too laid off. Too laid off, even if this hand is very deep, as you start to swing down, that mass of the club is always going to want to follow the hands, and you're going to start to kind of get this look where you're still over the top, where if you can get your hands deep and that club feeling like it's kind of pointing more up in the air. A lot of my students kind of describe the sensation as that thumb kind of still feeling like it's kind of up, hands deep, club up. You start your downswing, boom, you can just kind of see how easy it is to actually shallow out that golf club and swing a little bit more to the right. And your arm and your shoulder almost in this direction. So if you're, I want you to kind of start with your grip a little bit too strong. Thumb is actually slightly on the right side of the golf club, maybe feeling like this elbow is kind of pointing out towards the target. This is going to kind of get your lead shoulder into internal rotation here. Right hand feeling kind of a little bit more underneath, right arm feeling a little bit softer. Because what this is going to allow you to do during the swing is actually, as you kind of create a little bit of this pressure in the armpit during the swing, boom, you can just kind of see how easy it is to actually close up that club face during the swing. And one of the first drills that I want you to try to learn how to do is almost having this sensation where your feet is together. You can even stagger this right foot back a little bit if you want. And during the swing, have this sensation where when you swing through, this toe of the golf club is pointing more back up in the sky. This is going to train your lead form to kind of go through what we call that supination, or that rotation of the lead form. It's actually also going to teach your lead shoulder to get into this external rotation where your arms is kind of squeezed more in this direction as well. So if you can learn how to do this little move right here with your grip a little bit stronger, you're going to learn how to close that club face very, very quickly. And that is essentially key in us learning how to hit a draw. Because if we fix the path where we're swinging out to the right, leaving that club face open, you're probably going to hit a block slice, which nobody wants. And essentially, your body's probably going to tell you, okay, now we got to get that ball starting left, right? And now the issue just kind of keeps cycling and never goes away, where you're going to just be stuck with hitting this pull cut where the ball starts to the left, curve back to the right. It's kind of our attachment or our grip on that golf club. What we see a lot of people do is they'll actually kind of start with this club face really shut, this hand really kind of turn in this direction, or what we call weak grip, where both of the hands and the arms is kind of turned in this direction. What happens during the swing is this club kind of gets pulled out away from you. This lead wrist kind of gets into this ulnar deviation here, and you can just kind of see how much that's gonna make you open up the club face. A super easy fix that you can do is actually turning both your hands. There's three main things that I want you to kind of take a hold of. First, how this lead arm is going to kind of rotate during the backswing. Let's make sure that we don't just roll this lead arm over, getting that club laid off super early, right? Number two, the more that your hands are staying more in front of the chest here, you're probably going to swing to the left. Number three, shut that club face down, and you're going to learn how to hit a draw very, very quickly. I'll be posting some more tips. Peace.